coaches.
Yep.
First of all, I want to congratulate the University of Oregon. They certainly deserve a #2 ranking, and on tape, they were an explosive football team, and that was bared out today. I don't know if anybody in this room has a vote for the Heisman Trophy, but I'd encourage you to take a look at your ballot there for their quarterback. He's a tremendous player, and I thought he played extremely well. We're disappointed in the loss. We knew it was going to be an uphill challenge, and we were going to have to play air-free. We certainly didn't do that, and it's going to be a learning experience for us, and we need to get back to work on Monday and improve as a football team. So at this time, I'll open up any questions.
Craig, were you encouraged by a lot of things that you saw today? I mean, I know ultimately you came to win this game, but do you come away from this game encouraged?
Well, there were things that I saw that you look at how our football team competes, and I'm not saying everything was beautiful out there and everybody was an ultra competitor, but by and large, I felt like our guys stayed in. If they kept on trucking, they kept on believing, because there's some times on the road against a great football team it could get a little bit discouraging. You get circled and trying to tackle a guy, and all of a sudden he's just 2/10 faster than 40. But we've got to learn from this and move forward from it, and I think how we respond is going to have a big impact as we move forward. So certain elements I was encouraged, certainly some of our playmaking ability, and then we had a couple uncharacteristic errors. Some of it you see 12 guys on the field, and that's somewhat of a byproduct of their style of offense. So we got to learn from this. Losing is not fun, and our football team needs to move forward.
Coach, was their offense, the athleticism, the pace of play, was it pretty much as advertised what you saw today?
That'd be accurate. Michigan State is an excellent football team, and they're well coached. And what I saw, several times as the game went along, 5 guys missed a guy, and the quarterback dished the ball to somebody else. I knew that we were going to be in for a challenge. It was going to test us, and it certainly did. And so they deserve their #2 ranking. I know that, and I vote. I know that. So we'll see how.
Coach, you guys Oregon took momentum over in that second quarter. Were there things that you did in that quarter that you think maybe would have helped you guys if you had done that?
During the course of the game, certainly we had some momentum. I think it's always difficult to say certain things, but for us to come in, we were going to need to play really air-free as far as interceptions, turnovers, and things like that. And so I think that had a big impact.
Craig, I know you lost Hardy early in the game.
Yeah.
Put Renfree in. You didn't have Jones because of an appendectomy, and it sounds like just late. So again, you look at film, but did that transition go fairly well, or were there a little bit of issues there?
Well, that was as good as what we could do. We were down to a razor-thin lineup in there. When you lose that many guys in a hurry, you need to adjust. Our plan worked about as well as could have been expected.
Coach, how would you evaluate Colby, where it seemed like he played pretty well, except for he had the 2 interceptions and a fumble, but for the most part he seemed pretty comfortable.
Well, for a guy who had never played a lot of football to come in this environment, he did some good things. Certainly, I'm sure he wished he could have had the interception back. Some of the protection problems we have with the fumbles, we've got to get cleaned up. But we believe in Colby. He's been a joy to coach. He owns his work. He'll be the first guy to tell you he didn't play near as well as what he should have, but he did a lot of really positive things. So, he's been a joy to coach.
Craig, you mentioned the speed and everything with Oregon. When you said how you guys respond, how do you think your defense will respond? I mean, they're going to. I don't know if they're going to see speed and skill like they saw it there all season. But how do they need to respond in your mind?
Yeah, I don't think we'll see anybody that's got that type of speed. I mean, hopefully we don't anyhow. And what it does, it forces you to be completely perfect. Some of the plays were maybe even similar to what we saw last week, and yet we'd have a guy that would show up because of pursuit angles and things like that. And today we didn't have that opportunity, and so it exposes weaknesses. It'll be a learning experience. I think it's really going to be important as a coaching staff that we manage this football team correctly to get them moving forward, to say, okay, we lost the game. It wasn't a heartbreaker. I mean, we got outscored by quite a bit, but what things can we learn from this to move forward? I think that's really going to be important as we move forward, and that's going to address those issues of saying, okay, you know, some of the other people aren't going to have the speed and athleticism. We may have had a guy there today. We didn't make the play. Hopefully in the future we will make the play.
Coach, you were able to move the ball pretty well and amassed 439 yards. I wonder if you could talk a little bit about the Oregon defense, if there was anything that surprised you, or how you would attribute the success moving the ball.
Well, I thought, you know what, I thought once we got the running game going, that really began to change some of the dynamics. And we certainly wanted to stay out of third down and long, and as a couple of the media guys here mentioned, we were really down on our offensive linemen, and so the protection was going to be a concern, and we had to play action and do some things like that. But getting the running game going was encouraging. I think that's another positive thing. This is a pretty impressive defensive front seven, and we were encouraged that we were able to at least get the running game going at times. Any other questions? Thank you very much.